Okay, so let's get going and starting to install some software. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to click on Course Content, Module 1, scroll down, and we're dealing with assignment C00. Um, click here on the Wiseman appendix doc and open that up. And there it is. Keep that available. And on the side is a great little cheat sheet, and I'll be referring to that. Also, right here is your homework assignment document that you will turn in. And what to do is put your name right here. And then for each section, you'll add a screenshot of what you've done. If I click Control Click, this gets me right to installing the Chrome browser. I can download it. I already have Chrome installed, and matter of fact, it's probably running on my laptop somewhere. So we'll see. Let's see. Allow and remember. Boom. Downloads. What's going on? Is it not? See. Download. Okay, so Set has my default browser. I personally do not want to. And then Set has that accept and install. So yes, I want to allow my computer to make these changes. And just a friendly reminder is I'll be doing everything on Windows. You're more than welcome to use a Mac or a Linux box, but I'm not going to be able to support that as readily. And let's see. Boom, boom, boom. It's thinking. It's taking a little while longer than I expected. I wonder, something just popped up and I closed it. So I gotta love that. I'm gonna pause a second. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but here's my Chrome is set. I actually had it running in the background, so it crashed on me. Yes, I want to change it. It's going through the install process. I'm going to pause the video a minute, and just because I don't know how long this will take, and just assume that it's going to go through stuff. Matter of fact, looks like the browser actually popped up. Maybe it's already done, huh? Okay, so we're good. Good to go. Chrome is installed, and then what to do is take a screenshot of this. I already had Chrome, so this is my own menu system that's there from before, but you'll probably get a Google Chrome page by default. And so just do a screenshot of that and then place that screenshot right here, and you'd be good to go. The next thing to do, if you don't have Notepad++, click on that link and then download Notepad++. If you're on a Mac, I suggest using Text Wrangler. It's an excellent editor. So we're going to click on download, and there's the name of the installer. And it's going to go through its own hoops. Let's see here, downloads. Okay, then now under the downloads section, you can see right here, that installer is there. Double click on the installer. Yes, I want to allow it. English is the language. Next. I agree. By default, C colon programs. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking in the background or not. She's being a bad girl. You don't need to type any of these things. I do like this using the old icons. They're easier to see. That figures. I had that open as well. I gotta love it. Close. So retry. Okay, and I'm going to click no. So now if I go uh, start programs and then scroll down to Notepad++, there, Notepad++ will open up. Notepad++ also has a lot of plugins available. And if you go to Plugin Manager and show Plugin Manager, there's tons of plugins that you can download and use with Notepad++. You can also tie it into Java, tie it into Python, tie it into a lot of other languages that actually use it as an IDE. So feel free to have some fun with these plugins. I've used a few of them. I like some of the formatting plugins, and there's a lot of neat things you can do there. And then I use Notepad++ as my default instead of using just regular old Notepad on a Windows machine. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Now, the next thing that we need to install is XAMPP, and it's asking us to install XAMPP 1.8.3. And now what we want to do, so far that's been on page 806 and 807 in the book. Now what we want to do is go to page 808 and 809. Okay, I had paused for a minute. We're going to not use the version that's in the book. The book says XAMPP 1.8.3. I'm going to recommend that we go with the most recent version. Amy had done that as well in her document. She provided the ApacheFriends.org link, and you can see right here, www.https ApacheFriends.org index.html. And I'm going to go ahead and install this version, which is 5.6.3. So I'm going to click that. I'm sure it'll be fine for us. And will automatically start downloading. So I'm assuming it's downloading. There it goes. And so we'll save it. Open up our downloads box. And it looks like it's thinking about it. I'm going to pause for a couple of minutes and see how long this takes. Okay, as you can see, my XAMPP is downloaded. I know that on the book it says on page 808 that they prefer us to use versions 1.8.3. I'm going to say let's forget that. Let's use the most recent version, and if we have any problems, we'll just figure it out as we go along. I'm sure there won't be, there hasn't been a lot of changes that will really impact us. So also, if you're on a Mac, what you want to install is MAMP, M-A-M-P, MAMP. If you Google download MAMP, get the most recent version of that. And I might even have an install document I can provide for you as well. So I'm going to double click on XAMPP. Yes, I want to allow this. And it's thinking. There it goes. Get this out of the way. Yes, continue. Because of an activated user account on your system, some possibly restricted or deactivate. That's because I've already had it. Who knows what's going on there? Go ahead and say yes. Basically here we want everything. Just check everything. Allow it all to be there. We're not going to use all of these, but interesting to note that MySQL, it will install a MySQL database, it will install the PHP language, and it will also install the Perl language as well, which we don't use. And PHP MyAdmin is another way. It's like the administrator that we learned about, but this is a different version of an administrator tool. And this PHP MyAdmin is actually on just about every single cPanel account that you'd ever have. So getting used to this over the SQL administrator you were using in the last class, it will be a good thing. Click next. I'm going to change from C colon. I'm going to change mine to E colon XAMPP because I've got more disk space over there, and I actually already have XAMPP over on my C drive, and I don't want it to crash with that. Excuse me. Click next, and now it's going through some stuff. So what's interesting here, this page here is showing us that if I wanted to install WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Moodle, Magento, OwnCloud, these are all softwares and Web 2.0 things that you could actually install on your machine locally. And many of these tools come with websites when you get hosting. If you have not ever done a WordPress, Joomla, or Drupal site, I strongly recommend when you get a chance to play with it. But you really don't need to do any of this right now. Okay, here's our little box. So this was a nice little sales pitch. They're trying to get you to use some good tools, but you don't need it. Click next. And get ready to write some stuff down. You might need to write a few things down along the way. So make sure you have a piece of paper and a pencil. See, it's just telling us here's some stuff that you can add to your website. And learning how to use WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal will definitely help you in your future web development career. I've used all three. I probably like Joomla the best, but I think Drupal's a lot more powerful. It just takes a little more work to learn it. I'm going to pause this while this goes through these hoops. As you can still see, it's still installing and unpacking files. I'll be right back. Okay, it looks like it's finished, and it says completing the XAMPP startup wizard. Do you want to start the control panel? So let's say yes, and say let's keep that clicked, and let's click finish. And here is the control panel. Now, what's interesting here is you need to understand a really important concept. Is a web server is software. It's not just the hardware. Typically, people think of a server as being a hardware, and it's like a box or a computer. Well, you can have many types of servers. Like for instance, we were running a database server in the MySQL class. Now you're going to run a web server that allows the administration and the interaction on the internet with web pages. We will need to have Apache Web Server running. So I've just clicked on that, and I'm going to allow access. And now the Apache Web Server is running, and it's running on port 80 and 443. That's the secure and insecure and secure port. It's all local host, so we don't have to worry about it. The other thing we need to do is get the database running. Now, you might already have MySQL installed somewhere on your machine. This is another copy of MySQL living under XAMPP. So let's click Start, say yes. Okay, problem detected. Port 306 is in use by MySQL. Oh, okay. MySQL not without these configured ports freed. So I have some work to do that. So give me a second and figure that one out. Okay, so I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to uninstall MySQL Server from my last class. and because I have it elsewhere on my system. If you have a database that is, if you have a database from your classes, like your project, make sure you do an export. And if you're getting this error, so if you got this error where it can't find the database, where the ports are conflicting, then then do an export of your database and then go ahead and uninstall it. To uninstall it, I'm basically going to go to control panels and programs features. And I'm sure with a little bit of searching on the internet, we could find out how to run two versions. I'm not going to deal with that. MySQL, MySQL Server and MySQL Workbench. I'm going to double click on that and I'm going to get rid of the Workbench first. And we could probably install, but because we're not going to need the Workbench in this class, what we're going to do is we're going to use my PHP admin through the XAMPP web server, and I think it will actually you'll actually appreciate the MySQL Workbench more because the web server is a little clunky because it's actually it's all web page driven. Okay, so there's that. Now double click and let's get rid of server 55. Hopefully this won't take too long. Okay. Click, 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 click. So that's all gone. Now let's see what happens when I try to start. And gotta love this. Abort. Okay, I'm going to do a complete do-over, I think. I'm going to reboot my machine and I'm going to reboot my machine because I don't know if the ports actually got freed, and then I'm going to see if this will start up again. So I'm going to have to stop this video and make another part 2 of it, I guess.